Hi, welcome to The Pursuit of Truth. It is the 5th of October 2018, and yesterday, I was watching Vegan Warriors, a YouTube channel, one of his videos. It was about, it was actually something to do with Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan was having a go at people who put vegan in front of the name. I don't know if it was specifically Vegan Warrior or... And then there were clips of lambs being led to the slaughter, as it were. That phrase that we all know, but very few of us have actually seen that. And it was really shocking. I was so moved by what I saw and shocked and horrified. It was, I think there was two guys, but it was only one guy that they showed mainly with a white lab coat on. Looked like not a lab coat, but a white coat, with like a hygiene long coat thing, and there was a conveyor belt, and there were these lambs on the conveyor belt, obviously being, I don't know what the process is, how they're killed, if it's a bolt to the head or a cut to the throat, and they were, obviously the lambs were trying to get out of this conveyor belt, and one particular one, and he would just pick it up really roughly and just throw it in this conveyor belt. These are the animals that we eat, and it kept trying to get out. It was upside down, I think, at one point, if I remember rightly, and it was just so cruel the way he treated these animals that he knew. I mean, it horrified me from this distance, but he is right up close, and I don't know whether it's because, some people say that when like murderers, when they kill people, then they lose empathy. Like also they say, like with watching horror movies or bad movies, you get more used to it. So I don't know if it's because of that, but I was shocked and horrified at the fact that we're killing animals to eat, being a meat eater all my life, and why didn't he feel that? Why was he so cruel to those animals? Or maybe, I don't know. And then it showed like a cow being put in this manacle device that went round its neck, and I'm getting emotional now. I didn't think I was going to get like this, and just putting it around its neck and then slitting its throat, blood coming out. And it just made me think about, I've been already thinking about this, since Flat Earth, of, coming through all this and understanding that a lot of the things we've been told are lies, and having to reevaluate what is truth, what is real, as it were. We're taught, and like I put a comment on there about how we're taught as children. We're not shown these things, Funny enough, when I went home, I saw CBeebies program, what's it called? How Do You Do, or something like that. It shows you how things are done, and this lady was showing this guy with cutting this fish open, and just the very matter-of-fact way that it was shown. But they don't show that when it comes to animals being slaughtered. They'll easily show fish being cut open. That's about the only animal we actually ever see being killed. But when it comes to cows and sheep and pigs and things like that, they don't show kids that. I'm pretty sure if they saw what I saw, even if you leave out the acts of cruelty, I don't think many children would then want to eat meat after seeing these animals wriggling. And I don't know whether I've changed because now I'm a parent, whether I'm seeing them like children. Like when you have babies, they're so defenseless. They fall over, they wriggle, they can't help themselves. You have to, you're constantly alert watching them. And I don't know if it's because I'm seeing that same thing in these animals, the way that they're just wriggling about, that there's no one to protect them. They're just, I know what's going to happen to them. And it makes me not want to eat meat anymore, seriously. I'd already been thinking about this previously to when, I've been watching other videos that have been talking about the ill effects of red meat, the carcinogenics, the cancer link. I saw on the NHS even, and I'm sure a lot of people don't know this, but the NHS actually advise that you should only eat, is it 70 grams of red meat a day. I don't know what 70 grams is. I expect most people don't weigh out their meat. So they're already, warning people, but it's not like, I bet they don't teach that at school. It's on there though, and I saw another clip, I think it was on Subtle Infinity's Instagram compilation, about, this woman was talking about why, since they've found a link between red meat and cancer, it hasn't stopped anyone, and no media came to cover the conference of this. So I'm just wondering if this is another delusion that we shouldn't be eating meat. I mean, it just, we just do it because we do it. We're my parents gave me meat, the schools and all that give meat, and there's, they give you the choice of other options, but obviously there's McDonald's, there's KFC, all the takeaways have meat in them. The fact that, we're not told about the cruelty at an early age. We're given things like Bar black sheep, where you see these sheep, they're giving their wool away. They want you to have it. The masters and the dames. And, their old MacDonald had a farm, he's shown this kindly old man dancing around, looking after all these animals like Mr. Was it Doolittle? Like talk to the animals and all that kind of thing, but we're not shown the actual reality. That's not reality. That's what we're shown. We're shown another lie to make us stomach what we would not be able to stomach if we actually, those of us, if I'm a meat eater, I saw that video, it horrified me. I don't know what would happen if I actually walked inside an actual slaughterhouse and saw and heard these sounds. And I saw another vegan warrior put another video up, I think it was yesterday as well, which was about free-range chickens. They, I assume it was PETA or RSPCA, one of them, they filmed, it had the sign up on the wall that this was they sold free-range eggs. And obviously you think of free-range, or maybe even chickens, that, obviously that means out on the field and this, that and the other, but they were all cooped up, they looked unhealthy. I saw another video, I don't know whose this was, I think it was on Subtle Infinities, which was showing a worker from McDonald's, or was it KFC? I think it was KFC, was opening a box that showed you the chicken, what the rendered chicken looks like. And it was disgusting. It was like, you wouldn't want to eat it if you saw that. If they put that in front of you and then put the product in front of you, you wouldn't want to eat it. So we know there's lots of things they inject into these animals. There's lots of cruelty that's going on. There's lots of things that are going on that, there's links to diseases. Also the food, dairy food, is not meant to be good for you because it creates acid. Acid is not a natural way your body's meant to work. It's meant to work alkaline. That's why a lot of people who are cancer try those alkaline treatments. That's what I've learned through this whole process. But it's really hard, because the thing is, after 40 odd years of eating meat, and you try and you want to stop, and you think then, you start to think, is that possible? Can you survive without meat? Well, obviously I know Linda McCartney, Paul McCartney as well, very famous vegetarians. They've, survived and are very healthy. Well, obviously Paul was. Linda unfortunately had cancer, but that's got nothing to do that I'm aware of with not eating meat. But it is difficult to just give something up when you've been brainwashed, as it were, all these years that, meat's good for you, you need it, you need this protein, there's nothing wrong with that, that's what you're taught. And obviously from a religious point of view, from the Bible and the Quran, you're taught that animals were put by God for your sustenance. And so, then you start, people will sort of say, no, you shouldn't feel bad about them, that's what they're there for. But the fact is, we're humans and we do have empathy for things. So how do you stomach that empathy before you eat another animal, remembering that we are actually essentially animals ourselves, There's no difference between us and them. It's just we have a consciousness, we are able to communicate and speak. But then doesn't that make it even more duty bound on us to not eat those things that are unable to help themselves? Then obviously people are talking about, all about lions and all that kind of stuff, and how animals eat other animals and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a very big topic, but it's another sort of nail, I think, in the coffin of me eating meat. I think, irrespective of the cruelty and, the mass production, the fact is that, people lie, we know that, and all sorts of things must be going into these animals just to make them bigger, to make them last longer. God knows whether that's healthy on us. We know there's already connections with cancer and stuff, so why are we still all eating meat? It's just another one of these lies within plain sight that we're taught, and it was difficult. It's like when someone tells you that the earth isn't round, it's difficult for you to sort of get rid of all that history of space and all that kind of stuff that you've been learned all these years, and then suddenly you can't. It just not. I mean, it's cognitive dissonance. I don't know, but I would watch the video of some Vegan Warrior's YouTube channel. It was a few days ago. I don't remember what something about Joe Rogan and Vegan Warrior, or something about vegans or something like that. And the new one was the chicken on the free range. All right, take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.